Hours before reciprocal tariffs were set to take effect, U.S. President Donald Trump said Washington had made more trade deals. Meanwhile, the White House announced that Washington will raise its tariffs for Canadian goods from 25% to 35%, while another 90-day extension will be in place for Mexico. Our Seung-jae starts us off.
Just hours before reciprocal tariffs were set to take effect, U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Thursday that Washington had made some more trade deals. Speaking at an executive order signing ceremony at the White House, Trump told reporters that his trade deals are making trillions of dollars for his country, highlighting what he described as significant economic wins. Trump later announced a 25% tariff for India, 20% for Taiwan, and a 30% rate for South Africa. Meanwhile, when asked about failure to reach a trade deal with Canada, Trump addressed speculation, linking the breakdown to Canada's push for recognition of Palestinian statehood.
No, I didn't like what they said, but that's their opinion. I didn't like that. Not a deal breaker, but we haven't spoken to Canada today.
However, shortly afterwards, the White House announced that Canada's tariff rate will be raised from 25% to 35%. The White House said the higher tariffs are in response to continued inaction and retaliation, adding that Trump found it necessary to increase the duties to effectively address the existing emergencies. The Brazilian government on Thursday slammed the Trump administration's decision to impose a 50% tariff on its imports, calling it an unfair measure, and warned of possible retaliation if no resolution is reached. However, Brazil's Finance Minister Fernando Haddad told reporters that the tariff plan is not as bad as expected, adding that the tariffs will also do harm to the American people as it will drive up prices in the U.S. Meanwhile, the Brazilian government cited data from the American Chamber of Commerce in Brazil, noting that 694 Brazilian products exported to the U.S., making up 45% of total exports, are exempt from the tariffs. The new 50% tariffs are expected to impact roughly 35.9% of Brazil's exports to the U.S. Meanwhile, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said on Thursday that her government had secured a 90-day extension to work on a trade deal, which will pause new tariffs.
We remain as we are, and it's 90 days to keep talking, holding dialogue, and building a long-term agreement.
Sheinbaum says the extension averted the 30% tariffs that were scheduled to take effect on Friday. She added that the new extension will also allow for Mexico to be exempt from the 25% tariffs imposed by President Trump earlier this year in response to the fentanyl crisis. Seung-jae, ArirangNews.